Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 38 of my 100-day vlog project. So this is a daily vlog series where I share what I've learned about pursuing a passion, following your heart, making your dreams come true, personal growth and evolution, and things related to the creative process, the artist's life. So if you have questions relating to any of these things, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So the past couple of days I've been talking about practice and how it is for us to make progress and to evolve ourselves in our lives. And yesterday I shared that the very word practice means that it is a consistent effort and a constant commitment towards a craft or a goal or whatever it is that you are deciding to practice in your life or deciding to make as a practice in your life. So the examples I gave yesterday are like artists with their artistic practice, and like lawyers who practice law, and the people who practice, no, doctors who practice medicine. I think if you're not in any one of these professions, you might be thinking, well, what does that have to do with me? And I think in a very larger, more general and more abstract picture of things is that every single one of us, we are a practitioner of something. We are a practitioner at the very least of this thing called our lives, and we are in the process of figuring out how to best live this life that you have been given. So for whatever reason you're here, right? And whatever your religious beliefs are, whatever whether you think of like whether you believe in like reincarnation or not, or past lives and things like that, the fact is you are here, okay? And you are here and you have this one life to live as best as you can. And it's not that you have to, it's not that you should, but it's more like, if you have that desire that you want to grow, if you have that desire that you want to make the best out of your life, if you have these dreams and you are very connected to them, and you feel called to do something about them and to make them come true, then you are practicing something. And what you are practicing is how to best live your life. You're in the practice, and I guess in the craft, and you're invested in that practice of living your life. And that's why part of it has to do with constantly pushing your comfort zone, and allowing yourself to get past your own limitations, and manage your resistances such that you can grow and evolve as a person and towards the big dreams and goals that you have. And it's something that only after you practice doing it and you constantly do it over and over again that you get more proficient at it. So you see, that itself is a practice. The challenging our comfort zone and pushing past our limitations, that is a practice. It's not something that you do once and it's all done and I don't have to do it anymore. That's not how it works. There could be something like, for example, maybe public speaking is something that you are fearful of, right? Because you're introverted, you're naturally shy, and you were probably maybe you were embarrassed in front of a crowd before. So in order to grow and become a public speaker, one way is to just keep putting yourself in a situation where you have to speak to a crowd, because that would be pushing you in that direction towards becoming a public speaker. So let's say at the very beginning your initial goal is just to overcome that nervousness and that fear of standing in front of an audience. And then you go for like Toastmasters or every single day, for example, or you really intensify the process of becoming a better public speaker, and you do like 100-day project or something, okay, where you give 100 speeches, and by the end of 100 days it's like you're no longer afraid of standing in front of an audience and talking to them, and you can deliver an amazing speech. And that is great. You make progress in that area, and you have honed yourself to be able to do that and overcome your own fears. And then let's say after that 100 days you're like, yes, I reached my goal, I was able to deliver this 5-minute amazing speech to my I don't know to who, okay, but to a group of people, and then you stop there, because now you're no longer fearful standing in front of that crowd, and you think that, oh, I've reached my goal and I can stop there. then that's where entropy is going to set in, because the moment we stop practicing that, your old resistances, they haven't fully gone away. They've just been better, they've just become better at managing them. They're going to come back. They're going to come back and they're going to stop you again. Because if, let's say, after that 100 days of doing public speaking, you stop doing it for an entire year, by the time that year goes by, you might find yourself starting back at square one again, depending on how strong your resistances are. And you have to you have to start that process again of overcoming them, of, challenging them, of pushing past them. And it might be easier than the first time you did it, but you still have to go through that process once again, because if you're not naturally a people, person, or an extroverted person, public speaking might be something that comes difficult for you anyway. So you need time to build back up to there again. And then the other thing is, using the same example, after you've done your 100 days of public speaking, how big was that audience that you had talked to at the end of that 100 days? Like, if, let's say, your goal had been to, overcome the nervousness in front of like 30 people, and you've managed to do that, but there's still room for growth, because, what about speaking to 300 people? What about doing like a 20-minute talk to, like 1,000 people, for example? So there's always room to push ourselves, and there's always room to grow. And this is just an example of public speaking, right? Which I'm just trying to give a tangible example that we can more or less relate to. So in your life as well, even if you reach the goal that you have been going after your whole life, like for me, my childhood dream was to be an artist. Even after arriving there and having done my first solo exhibition, it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there, because the next dream will appear, because the next vision that you have for your life will appear, the next thing that you want to work on will appear, and we always have something that we could work on. We always have something that we could practice, and there's always room for growth and evolution and improvement. And that's why it is called a practice of living our lives, the practice of overcoming our fears, the practice of getting past our resistances and pushing past the boundaries of your comfort zone and allowing yourself to grow and evolve. So in a sense, all of us, we are practitioners of our own lives. We are practitioners of making our lives the best that it can be, that only you can live. And we're all, in the practice of becoming the best versions of ourselves and the truest and most authentic versions of ourselves. At least that's what I believe this life is for, that ultimately, it's about really discovering who we really are and what really matters to us, and how we want to make use of this time that we have here in this one lifetime, which we don't know whether there's more after this or not, but we know for sure there is this one lifetime, and it's just, about practicing making the best of it. So if you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel or like my page on Facebook, wherever you're seeing this on, and feel free to ask your questions in the comments, or you can directly message me through any of my social media links in the write-ups. I'll see you tomorrow.